on TVRC. My name is Felicia Chinyere, and with me in today's program is. Yeah, today we shall be talking about our cultural value, the way our cultural value has been eroded in our present day 21st century, which is very much bad. So we actually looking at on ways at which we can actually strike a balance and see how the way forward to be able to uphold our culture, which is very essential because of the coming generation. So, Mr. Sam, how do you see this cultural value in the sense that people see it as things are feltish? What's your take on that?
Well, I don't see our cultural values and the way of life, our way of life when it comes to culture. Our culture is our way of life.
Yes, sure.
So I don't see our ways of life being fetish.
Exactly.
In the sense that that is the blood that runs through our veins. And that is whom we are. It was talk about who are you, and your culture is what speaks about who you are. So I don't see it in the way of being fetish. But you know, to people who don't know anything about culture, that is those people. Those are people that say that it's very strange to them. They say that it is what it is fetish. Now look at this masquerade, for example. People say that okay, masquerade is being fetish. No, because that is their own culture. That is their way of that's their own way of life. So if you tell them that it's fetish, then you get to see the other side of them. So likewise, every one of us in our family, in our background, in our social backgrounds and ethnic groups. So we have our culture. So to them, to you, your own culture is not being fetish.
Exactly. So it's unique.
It's unique in its own way. Even not in its own way. If you take a look at it very well, if other people see the beauty, they can just sit down and study the beauty in your culture. They will know that it's one of the best things that everybody wants to imbibe in. So that's right.
Okay, so we'll talk about a lot of things. We shall be looking into folktales, we shall be looking into cultural attire, looking into languages and their marriage rights. Okay. So the first one is the folktale. What's your
you can take these folktales in two aspects. When we're talking about folktales, we're talking about the stories of some people, group of people, or group. But this thing is we must, because I see now that people are no longer interested in what is called folktales. Back in the days, for me to have known many stories of community, states, how this colonial master, how it started, how the end of slavery, and who brought justice to it and the rest. If not for folktales that we see people that tell us the story, we wouldn't have known what happens then and what led to the emergence of these British colonial masters. But in our local area also, then they fight wars. We have war here and there, from inter-village to inter-village, from one community to the other, and they tell you okay. And the reason why they have this kind of thing is that they want to know who is more powerful, and the states within state, ethnics within ethnics. So, but these stories then is what even bring us together. That they will later tell you that at the end of the story, we are all one. Though with some people, sometimes the war might be orchestrated to some people that are greedy because of their greediness, that they want to enlarge their coast and the rest. And that one is apart. There is another one. The another fact is that some are not real. When something is not real, but they just tell you for story to entertain you. Back in this under the moonlight story. People will gather, children will gather around the elderly ones, and they will tell you stories. And these stories they are telling you is what you can even take into your life. That okay, I can correct this aspect of my life. If they tell you that okay, dog stole jam, and what is the end determinant of the what is the implication? So it even creates fear.
Yes.
It creates fears for you to do what is bad.
Yes.
So I see it in a way that it's something that has been eroded, and we should look into it. These are some of the things, and this is what.
And it teaches morals.
It teaches morals. It teaches morals. It teaches you culture. It in fact, but I don't just know why it's fading away, like it has never. We need to go back to it.
And at the time we used to have this program back then when we were still back then in those days when we were still small. There used to this moonlight story about this. I've forgotten the name. There's this man, like this Yoruba. He's always
in the likes of Elebuban.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll just start giving us that picture.
Yes, they will dog
going to the farm of Mr. Adigun. So it's one of those things that our culture needs to be.
And our cultural books will be revived.
Exactly.
Because those things we are talking about, we have the pictures. We have the pictures of tortoise going to this place, carrying a porridge, put it under his cap, and while he begins to paint him, then the rest. So we have the pictures. I think these books, they call it here in we call it Alawiye. Yes, we call it Alawiye. That there's something that you easily understand.
Exactly.
When you read, even if you cannot read, you can see the pictures.
Yes.
And you can read through the pictures.
Okay, so we'll talk about the language. The language is another issue that is actually dwindling in terms of our cultural value. From the home, we see our parents then will tell you, you go out there, don't go and be feeling you can speak a lot of modern languages. But when you're coming back home, you don't speak foreign language. You have to speak the home language. That's your own dialect, your own language. So I don't know what's the take about this language issue.
I think our language should be revisited in the sense that it should be balanced. There should be the issue of the language must be balanced. The reason I say it should be balanced is that you cannot just neglect your culture, and at the same time you must try the best you could to fit into the present world. Yes. So this is the 21st century. So you must try to fit in. So, but trying to fit in does not mean that you should neglect or throw away your local language. And these things has become something that people don't want to take to at all. Our parents are the main cause of this problem. I must tell you the fact, because they already, right from birth, they will be speaking English, speaking other languages to their children, and they will just neglect that. And while the child begins to grow up, he won't grow up to know what their language is all about. And look at China, for example, they speak their language. Look at Brazil, for example, they speak their language. And even Argentina, they speak their language. I think it should be balanced.
Okay. Then this aspect of the attire. And so you're putting on one of the Yoruba. That's a very good one. So because these days now people begin to look at, you said we strike a balance.
Yes.
Striking a balance considering the weather condition. Between the individual's mindset towards dressing. So what are you going to say about it?
Well, to me the equation should be balanced, but the reason why we are having this kind of things fading up in this is that your work at times. The place you're working down, the organization by which you're working, they have their own, okay, this is what you want you to put on and this is what you want to put on. So I think that's one of the reasons, those things that this our attire is not being celebrated again. But I think there is ways by which we can strike the balance.
Yes, and it should be told to all these those who are organizations, those who are in the topmost.
Why we're in school. You as a senator, you ask me that you must incorporate from Monday to Wednesday or Thursday, and on Friday or Thursday or Friday you can put on your cultural attire.
Okay, so now the last one. Let's talk about the marriage rights.
The marriage rights.
Yes, because the marriage rights at which people you have to follow through tradition.
Yes.
You cannot come to my house and say you want to marry my child.
Yes.
Or you want to marry a child from that home. Yes. You need to understand their cultural background and everything. So that's not okay. So what is the take?
To me,
people are trying to skip that aspect, just go into marriage.
And that is why that we have used the taste of the value of marriage rights.
Okay.
The reason be that then there is a lot of respect there. Now, this I want to speak to you, this Yoruba and I'll put it in English. Yoruba sọ pé ẹni tó bá ìgbín ò àtàndẹ̀ igi, that is, you pick a snail that is not covered. You are looking for a snail that is not covered, you just see it going, then you pick it. As you pick it, you'll be like, oh, I will see another one. You begin to check and check and check. See, the one you picked on cover, you will search and search and search and search that will amount to the amount that will amount to the work you ought to have done for you to get that one. And what I'm trying to say in this essence is this. See, when it comes to marriage right, it is very, very compulsory. Then you know that okay, this is what you have, this is what the family wants. The family will tell you this is what we want before you can get our child, or before you can have our daughter's aunt in marriage. And you have to feel all this thing. And when it comes to all this kola nut, all this stuff, they used to pray for them. They used to pray for them, okay, that you use this one, it will wave away death. You use this one, it will bring good luck to you. Yeah, okay, we use this one to pray for you. And look at it, the prosperity is there, and it's never feltish. And the prosperity follows afterwards. It follows afterwards. I think this thing has been eroded, and it needs to be fixed. And when people are doing engagement, you don't see much of it again. They only try, even those people that want to use that ingredient to pray, they don't know what to say again. They don't know what to say again. So that it has been eroded. I think we need to revisit it.
Okay, this last one, what's your advice to individuals out there? Nigerians.
What my advice is that let's try these things to be balanced. Let the equation be balanced. So we shouldn't, let the equation be balanced. So we shouldn't neglect our culture. We shouldn't. We should take it as the utmost part of ourselves.
Our lifestyle.
Yes, our lifestyle. We should take it like that. You see the way I am right now. If I put on shoes, I won't be like this. I won't even like myself because I'm even feeling my attire.
Okay, that's a good one. So viewers, I hope you enjoyed our program today, and thank you for your patience. Still join us same time, same station. Bye for now.
Bye.